Good evening. I haven't forgotten my other readings to do. Chapter 8 of Amy Osmulski, A Call for Action. Her subject in this chapter is the so-called elites and the so-called royals. I think an expert on these lines is David Icke. He's researched so much on these subjects, and I've heard him talk with Sean Atwood at length, and I recommend it. It's fascinating, but I've no doubt that Amy's got some interesting viewpoint as well. But the more the merrier. It's good to learn new things, make you open your mind a bit more as to why we're facing such greed and selfishness and hardness and evil in the world. There's always someone at the top of the link of the chain. The so-called elites and the so-called royals. The Federal Reserve in America, it is not federal, and there is nothing in their reserves. The Rothschild family owns this. Need proof? Look it up, and while doing so, maybe look at the debt of the former United States of America alone. If there were reserves, would they not be spending that also? Yes, they would, and they have. It is all smoke and mirrors. Actually quite disturbing how on point the movie The Matrix is. The secret society kids get a completely different education than the rest of us. Even if you went to a private school and paid out of pocket, this is where they are indoctrinated to continue these evil things after their parents pass on. So getting rid of one or two people will not suffice. The only way around all of this is to awaken the masses, so that collectively we can fight together, and then they will have no chance. I said it before and I'll say it again. We far outnumber them, and they cannot silence us all. All wars are bankers' wars. Remember the movie Little Orphan Annie? Daddy Warbucks? They give us little hints within their movies, as they must tell us what they are doing without us catching on. Well, we're on to them now. A wonderful YouTube channel, and a wonderful man even more, who decodes these movies well. Wait for this, listen to this. His channel is called Enter the Stars Reloaded. His name is Casey Brown. Casey Brown. Casey Brown. Casey Brown. Look him up. Take the research done regarding Pavlov's dogs. You will begin to see how they have been able to manipulate almost the entire world using psychology, especially in this lockdown and prior to it and ongoing. There is another channel that did a documentary on this called The Minds of Men, which Amy highly recommends all to watch if they cannot accept that they have been duped conned, scammed, cheated. Their YouTube channel is called TRUTHSTREAM Media. Melissa and Aaron DYKES. Melissa and Aaron DYKES. DYKES. I would look on their website, as much is being deleted from these so-called platforms for the people. Who remembers the affluenza court case? The child got off from a murder charge simply because they had enough money, or as the courts put it, due to his upbringing in an affluent home. Most poor kids get locked up in mental institutions if they do such, don't they? Well, they probably actually have to be for everybody's safety. Then there are people such as Alan Dershowitz, Dershowitz. This scum of the earth not only defended Jeffrey Epstein and got him off of the most horrible crimes ever, but he also defended O.J. Simpson and got him off as well. This lowlife is now all over the news, telling us that if we reject the injections, we can be forcibly taken and injected against our wills. Why is anyone in their right mind even listening to this man? Why is he even still walking upright? No joke. As I am typing this, and yet another Amber Alert went off on my phone, so we are going to get that one off my chest. The woman running that department has been connected to at least 33. That number is very significant to the Freemasons. 33rd degree Freemason is their highest position. Haitian children have gone missing. So basically the children reported through that scandalous department, and only those children that they themselves have not abducted. This is beyond sickening, I know. The only way to get them to stop is to face the evil we are fighting. And if you are afraid of what repercussions may come to you out of fighting, then just think of those poor children, terrified, with nowhere to run. The movies we watch for entertainment are more reality than the stuff people are fed non-stop on their television programming screens. No need for fossil fuels. Nikola Tesla, not Albert Einstein. The Council on Foreign Relations and their United Nations projected maps. World Economic Forum, the Great Reset. Research what these people really want. Do you honestly think that they are going to redistribute their wealth that they have in essence stolen from us since the beginning? Gates, Rockefeller, Rothschilds, etc., up to possibly 18 of them in all, which is not many, but look how much wealth they have. No, they simply want to get rid of the poor people. When they speak of the Fourth Industrial Revolution, what they really mean is the Fourth Reich. In other words, transhumanism. Look up. Chip safer. We would be taxed on the air we breathe, carbon tax, the carbon dioxide you exhale. Klaus Schwab, S-C-H-W-A-B, Schwab, is one of the committee of 300. The Olympians, the Illuminati, as is Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, who said himself that he wished to be reincarnated as a virus to help depopulate the surplus population. Other enemies involved: Communist China, Xi Jinping Ma Jun, and of course Al Gore Jr., whose predictions have already proven false. IMF, look up UN Patent Organization for more. Any patents really? United States, European, United Kingdom, they are all in on this. Look up the Wikipedia description lie about the New World Order. What they've written is lies. It is in fact what they say it is not. Clever reporting, what do you call that? George Soros has been funding protesters, while the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, J.P. Morgan, Gates Foundation, anyone else who knew or who was involved with Epstein, they all need to be tried before the Human Rights Tribunal. Research this one. Grand Templar Hall in London, I believe. Yes, it is. It's very big. Again, they have shut me down almost completely, and for good reason. I will not stop. And they damn well know it. This is AIME. From my unwavering fights for animal rights, now we are talking about children. Their underground bunkers, cities, subtropolis, she means underground in our terminology, underground trains, might help you find it. Many videos of 18-wheelers delivering goods so they can remain safe for whatever they throw our way. Minnesota, Kansas, probably worldwide. Also, there is much more to those pyramids in Egypt than they are letting on to. They have also supposedly found the remains of certain holy men and are trying to use the DNA extracted to do even more vile things. Here is one for you. DCF has swabbed my son, and 13 times, never supposedly having found his father to compare it to. I asked why they just did not print out our results and wait until they found him. Now I know the truth of what is being done with our DNA. And I even asked for it back, being that we have never seen a dime from the paternal side of my son's family. Of course now I am on their list for having dug, finding the truth, and calling them out on such. Do not let these scumbags swab anything on you. Trust that. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. Take the key and lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. Take the key and lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. I say they need more than locking up after what they've done to our children, but I will leave that up to God. That's the end of chapter 8, and chapter 9 is more proof, so that'll be done tomorrow. Good night.